Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a let's play with some new makeup that I've got in. I love to do these kind of videos where I'm applying the makeup and kind of giving you my real first impressions. I did a makeup haul, so I'll link that video below, on pretty much a ton of new stuff. And I was obviously able to like swatch stuff and play around with it. Some things I have worn for, one or two times, and then some things I'm using for the first time in this video. I can't use everything because some of the things are like duplicates. Like I have a few highlighters, a few, face product, a few lip products. So I can't use everything, but I'm gonna try to use as much as I can and show you what everything looks like. So foundations are already done, brows are already done. What are we gonna start with first? All right, let's start with, you know what? My foundation did a pretty decent job of covering my dark circles, but I picked up the By Terry Stylo Expert Click Stick. Now you guys know I already love the Rouge Expert Click Sticks, her matte lip pencils or lip sticks that come in this type of applicator. They are probably some of the best matte lipsticks ever. I can't wait to pull them out for fall. I don't typically wear them in the summer. But she came out with a concealer, and I picked up shade 1. I believe was there one lighter than this? I don't know. And because, I love By Terry products in general. I think the quality of them is like no other. I mean, most of her products are pretty amazing. So I want to try the concealer. Oh, this is beautiful. It's a cream, it's like a stick concealer, so it's quite creamy. And I mean, it's hard to see because like I said, my foundation did a really good job of covering any darkness under there, but it is quite beautiful. It does go on really, really creamy and quite smooth. Let's see if I can swatch a little bit on my hand so you can at least see the color. So there we go. This is number 1. Very, very creamy. Oh, and just blends beautifully. It looks like it's gonna stay put most of the day. I find that most of her stuff does. But the key with any type of like stick concealers or cream-based concealers or pot concealers is you just need to make sure your under eye area is hydrated. Okay, let's get to eyes. I picked up the MAC Power Hungry palette. I haven't picked up a MAC palette in quite some time, so I was really excited to try this. And the palette has like a little bit of everything in it. So eyeshadows, a highlighter, you can kind of do everything with this. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like I said, I like to wing it in these videos so you guys can really get my first impressions. I don't use a lot of MAC stuff as much as I used to years ago. So I'm going to use this Bone shade way over here and just kind of swipe that all over the lid. Let's see if I can just get a little bit closer so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Make sure I can see my mirror. And just swipe that all over the lid. Now this is not as bone as it looks in the palette. So if you're looking for something almost to kind of brighten the eyelid, that won't be this. So just know that. And just kind of giving one wash all over the lid. And then I think I'm gonna maybe I'll combine, I think this taupey shade, this like matte taupe shade would be beautiful just kind of in the crease. I feel like a palette like this is a great palette to do multiple looks with, meaning you can do multiple eyeshadows to create kind of like a more multi-dimensional look. But you can also do the one swipe thing, because some of these shimmer taupe shades are absolutely stunning. They really are just great to just swipe over the lid for one color. So I'm doing a little bit of this matte taupe shade in the crease to add some definition. And then I think I'm going to do this bigger color. I don't know what all the shades are. Oh, they're right here. Something fishy. Something's fishy. That's what it's called. And this looks like, what are those glitter textures? I can't remember. Are they luster textures, I think? You know, it's really, I mean, it's beautiful. I don't see, let me see. There's not too much fallout, actually. And just pressing that color onto the lid. Look at that. Really, really beautiful. Wow, this really is a beautiful color. This is like the perfect palette for fall. Holy cow. Okay, see a little bit of fallout. Doesn't make me happy. Cleaning up glitter is like cleaning it up if it were to spill all over your carpet. You just want to like, that wasn't fun. It's the same as like cleaning it up under your eye and on your makeup. It's like, please don't fall everywhere. Okay, so the color is stunning. Very, very warm. There is a more of like kind of a taupey shade in here, this one. So if you don't want something as golden as this, but this seems like absolutely stunning. The color really is beautiful. I'm going to go back with that matte taupe shade and just add a little bit into the crease to define it some more. And the taupe shade is quite orange. So I was really debating this palette, and there was another palette. If I can find it, I'll link it below, between the two, and which one thought I would use more. And I kind of went with this one. I thought the colors were going to be a little more gray based, like taupey. They're actually wearing on me very, very warm, which, whatever. It's not the worst thing in the world. But I really wanted a little bit more of a gray base rather than so warm. So I'm just taking that matte bone shade and going back over my brow bone just to kind of, I like it to clean up the crease and help out any edges. I don't like my crease color to go too high. I feel like my crease is a little unbalanced here though. It's like, and it's, you know what, it's hard to do it in this, like I have just a little standing mirror here because sometimes when you can look at yourself like in the mirror in the bathroom, you can get so much more of a perspective than when I'm just like sitting here. Okay, eyes are pretty much done. I don't know if I'll fiddle with them anymore, but for now, let's just stick with this. All right, mascara. I'm trying the Lancome Monsieur Big. I've already tried this. It takes a little bit. The brush is exactly what I like. It's big, it's fat, it's fluffy, it's spidery. And I've already tried this and it's beautiful, but it takes quite a while to build up. Now, that being said, I find sometimes that mascaras, like a fresh mascara, is never my favorite. I find that a mascara after a few weeks, and it gets a little clumpy, it gets a little air in there, actually can be so much easier to work with for me because I love it to get a little bit clumpy, a little bit thick, and I've found that this doesn't get as thick as I would prefer, but it does really fan out my lashes. It gives them definitely some drama. And I liked it after I was all done, but I did have to add about 5 coats. I mean, I'm talking like I just kept on applying. I did find it smudged a little bit on my outer corner of my eyes, but then again, most mascaras do that for me. So let me finish my mascara and I'll come back and show you the finished look. Okay, mascara's done. As you can see, it really gives quite a dramatic lash. Let me really get up here so you can see. Fans out quite nicely. It's rather thick, gives like a false lash effect. I probably would add maybe 1 more coat as it would dry. I always feel like this lash always looks better than this lash. I think it's just because I like the way I apply it. Do you guys do that? Like one lash is always a little bit better, then you can't seem to get your mojo happening on the other side. So I do like it. It's not mind-blowing, but I think I would repurchase. All right, so let's move on. Okay, I purchased the By Terry, these compact powders. Sometimes if I hold it far away, you can see the color a little bit better because my lighting washes it out. This is number 3, Apricot Glow. And I don't really know how I'm going to use this. So I think what I'm going to do is, you're supposed to like just swipe it all over. I didn't want to get the really, really pale one and use it as like an all over powder because I wanted it to be more like the ambient lighting powders. So, ooh, this is beautiful. That is beautiful. It has a slight bit of shimmer to it. You can see it's just giving my cheeks a little bit of definition, a little bit of warmth. I don't know. Just a little bit of my T-zone. I don't want to be too orangey. Because it is quite, it's apricot-y, so I don't want it to be too orangey. But it really bases out the cheeks beautifully. It just gives like a nice, I find that powder adheres better to powder. So that's why I like to base out my cheeks. I call it basing out my cheeks. I don't know, what do people call it, baking or? Well, no, baking is when you kind of add the powder. I call it like just basing it out. Like I put on a powder on top of my cream foundation so that whatever other powders I put on, I find that it adheres a little bit better. Okay, I purchased the Victoria Beckham for Estee Lauder bronzer. Oh my gosh, the packaging is beautiful, stunning, love it. Can't get it open. There it is. Okay, I purchased the highlighter and the bronzer. So here's the bronzer. Absolutely beautiful. I purchased it in Saffron Sun. And it is quite subtle, which I like. But it's meaning that like when I dip my brush into it, I don't feel like there's like tons of powder on it where I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to take down all this powder on my brush. That's what I mean by subtle, but there's definitely like some color to it when I add it to my cheeks. But I do have to build it up, which is nice. I like a buildable bronzer rather than a bronzer that you put on your face and you're trying to buff it out and make it less bronzy on your face by the end. And it's a really, really beautiful formula. It's a little more warm. So I don't find that it is as brown or kind of a gray undertone with the bronzer, which a lot of people like. I do like that. It's a little bit more warm. So I actually think it's really working well with the eyes because the eyes are a little bit golden and warm. But it is a gorgeous formulation. And I picked up, I didn't want to do one side versus one side, but maybe I'll put this on my eyes. I picked up some Fenty Beauty products, and I picked up the Kilowatt Highlighter Duo in Lightning Dust and Fire Crystal. So this one really, I mean, the texture is beautiful. And it seemed like it was perfect for, like, one side is not as glowy. You know, it's definitely hard to see the highlighter, but they're literally like right next to each other here. So one of them is definitely a little bit more glowy. One of them is a little bit more subtle. But I also picked up the Victoria Beckham highlighter. This is absolutely stunning. Modern Mercury. But I have some thoughts on this. It's beautiful. But as you can see, compared to the Fenty Beauty, these are like highlighters for my skin. This almost is a blush with some shimmer to it because it really is, it has a lot of color to it. So my only challenge with using this, and I will show you, is it looks more like a blush. So you really have to almost put it on the cheeks. But it has insane, insane shine. Absolute insane shine. But if you are fair, like myself, this is not a highlighter for you. This is much more of a a cheek color, like you just pop it on the obviously more towards your cheekbones, but when I put it up here the other day, I literally had like peach stripes up there, and it was like, that's not cute. So I'm definitely applying it a little bit more on top of my blush to really give a glow, but it is magnificent. Do you need this one? I mean, do we need any of this stuff? No. Do I feel that it gives a stunning, stunning finish? Absolutely. Let's try the Fenty Beauty on my brow bone. I don't typically like a really shimmery brow bone, but in the spirit of testing, I'm gonna take the much more intense shimmer. Holy cow. That's a shimmer. And that's what I heard. It really is quite, but I mean, let's be honest, it's Rihanna and she's a pop star, and so I wouldn't expect something really like subtle for us gals that want just run to the grocery store. That's not what Fenty Beauty is for. It's a little bit more dramatic. And then I picked up some of these sticks, which I don't know if that's really gonna work. I picked up Yacht Life, which I love these names. They're absolutely hysterical. And I picked up, I believe, like a shimmery one. I've already played around with Yacht Life, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful cream texture, and it really goes on the skin quite beautifully. Super, super easy. I don't feel like if you have oily skin, it's gonna be too shimmery because it has like this powdery feel to it. I just kind of blended it out a little bit. So, so beautiful. But if you have drier skin, it definitely is gonna look gorgeous. And then I picked up Starstruck, which is a cream highlighter. This one was a little too like pink for me. I actually like the powder one a little bit better. But this came out, it looks nice in this lighting, but it's a little too pink on me, like almost like opalescence, and I don't know. I just wasn't really digging it. But I thought these were gonna be exceptionally creamy, but they almost feel like a cream powder. It's hard to describe because they go on obviously as a cream, but they really don't have like a lot of emolliency to it. So they're not going to be moving around. They're not going to be sliding off your face. They're not going to be, you know, making you look very overly oily or overly shiny. It has like an underbase to it that's almost like powdery. I don't know. It's nice though. Okay, lips wise, I picked up the Fenty Beauty Glow. And then I picked up an Armani, what are these called? The Ecstasy Shine. I picked up number 100. I don't think I'm gonna like this color. I tried to get the lightest shade, and I feel like, oh, maybe it will. It looked like it was gonna be a little too orange for me. I mean, I don't know. Okay. There I go eating my words, because I looked at it in the packaging and I was like, well, that's too orange and brick, and that's not for me. And it's actually looking quite nice. It's looking a little bit more pink. So, okay, I just really surprised myself. That's why I do this on camera, because I like you guys to get my real reaction rather than like, I've been using this for a while and trying to say like something nice about it or whatever. I like to be like really honest and give you my first impressions. But the Fenty Beauty Gloss, it is insanely shimmery, insanely glossy. Like there's a lot of slip to it. I like it because I truly think it will look good on any skin tone. And I love that. I mean, obviously that's what's so amazing about her line is the shades are so extensive. There's something for everybody, and that's the way it should be. But it really, I mean, it makes your lips look quite plump. I mean, my lips look a little bit plumper anyway because I'm pregnant. But the only thing with it is, like, I'm already getting it on my teeth, which is kind of annoying. There it goes. It's very, very slippery, so your hair will get caught in it. You'll have to reapply probably multiple times a day. I did wear it the other day, and within a few hours it was gone. But the color is super beautiful, and I love that any skin tone can use it. And it does give just like a nice peachy glow, but it's not as sheer in color as I would have thought. I really thought it was just going to be like a little bit of nothing, but it really does give some color. All right, so this is the finished look. I think I used all my products. I kind of like it. It's a little bit warmer than when I do, but that Victoria Beckham highlighter, it's stunning. It really is. I am debating keeping it though, and I'll tell you why. Because it's more of a cheek color for me, and I don't necessarily want it. I didn't really want a cheek color. However, it wears so beautifully on the skin and gives such a strong, like bold, glow. And it's not, it borders on Instagram highlight, but I don't feel like it's completely an Instagram highlight. I feel like it's a little more refined. This MAC eyeshadow palette is stunning. The mascara I really, really love. The bronzer for Victoria Beckham, truly, truly beautiful. Like I said, I will link below the color that it is. The By Terry Glow Powder, this dual compact expert dual powder and apricot glow, stunning. But if you are a By Terry fan, you probably already are like eyeing these, because if you love By Terry, you love By Terry, like myself. I just feel like everything she does is amazing. This concealer is so creamy. There's nothing under my eyes. I mean, obviously I can see it a little bit, but it really just kind of blended right into my skin. We talked about the MAC eyeshadow palette. That one's good. Power Hungry, amazing. And then the Fenty Beauty sticks. I love Yacht Life, that kind of peachy apricot color. That was so, so cute. And I really think it's going to look gorgeous on the skin. This shimmer stick, I didn't really love that one, a little too pink. However, her highlighter palette here, this Lightning Dust and Fire Crystal, it is really beautiful. The more subtle highlighter, I think, is probably what I would use more frequently, like on my brow bone, than the more bold one. So I think from the Fenty Beauty, I really like the gloss. I think it's beautiful. It's a little more high maintenance. I love the Yacht Life stick. The other shimmer stick, it's just a little too pinkish for me. And I'm on the fence about this, because I think it would just be like a little too much highlight, but it is quite smooth and creamy and does blend quite nicely. So hope you found this helpful. Hope you liked this look. It's pretty much one that I, always do, but I like that I did a few eye colors because I think that eyeshadow palette is fantastic. I know I've rambled on way too much. Oh, and the Armani Ecstasy Shine really, totally surprised me right on camera. So I think those are worth picking up because they feel amazing on the lips. Looks like it's going to give you full coverage, but it's more of in between a lipstick and a balm, which is nice because you don't always want full coverage lipstick and you don't always want a balm. Sometimes you want in between and you don't want a gloss. So I actually really think this is a good one. So I've rambled long enough, but I hope you maybe had some questions answered about a few of these new products. Ask me anything else and leave me a comment below and I will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.